Hello, my fellow carnivores, carnivore curious, and brothers and sisters in Christ. All right, this channel, it's going to take a little bit of a turn. You've seen some hints about that. We're going to be creating more content, and it's going to be a little bit more robust than my original intentions. Let's be honest. How many videos can I make just showing the cooking of meat? Now, I know they're awesome videos, but I want to create more depth around this channel and this content. Now, I know YouTube algorithms want the same type of content over and over and over, but I can't do that. I just can't feed an algorithm that I think only creates a little bit of value when we can work to create a lot more value for a lot more people. So as we grow this channel, I'm going to ask if you could subscribe, like, and those type of things. So if you find this valuable, we can get it in front of more people. And now the carnivore diet has opened up, as I alluded in my last video that I'll put a card right here for you, in that not only has it helped me lose weight, not only has it helped me feel better, feel more focused, reduce inflammation, have more energy, and be more disciplined in my life, it's also strengthened my faith. It's also brought me closer and in tune with my environment. It's brought me closer and more in tune with people, with you. So as this happens, I want to share this with you. So we're going to talk more about faith, how it plays a role in our lives, and the carnivore diet is a big chunk of that, because I think the discipline of this diet, the fact that you're eating real food, the food that God intended us to eat, and the fact that the carnivore side of the fence doesn't seem very tribal, right? We all just want to feel better. We all just want to reduce our anxiety. We all just want to live with more fulfillment. And it's taken me 52 plus years to get here, but I do feel like I've unlocked all of these secrets that were always there. We've just been so manipulated into thinking that's not true. Now, what do I mean by we've been manipulated? Well, as I went deeper and deeper down the carnivore path, I realized everything we have been taught about food is a lie. The food pyramid is upside down. The nutrition and the science and the education and everything that gets pushed out there has been manipulated by big companies and lobbyists and all of these things, because food has turned into nothing more than a profit center. And how do you make more money? You addict your people to that food. Then you work in tandem with the medical industry, and being fat, being sick, being unhealthy, having type 2 diabetes, all these things is good for business as well. There is no real business out there that's making billions of dollars that's telling you just eat meat, just exercise a little bit, and just get spiritually sound, whatever that means for you. I mean, it's just not as big of a business as big pharma, big government, and all the food industries that are out there pushing this not real food, this fake food. So where does that go with faith? And how does that play into how we've been manipulated? Well, I come from a generation, I'm Gen X, and my father, the boomers, as I went into business, especially for myself, or even just as an employee at a company, my father taught me two things in his mentorship. When you're out and about, there's two things you don't discuss: politics and religion. Well, we all see where politics has gone over the last 10 years here, right? Everything is political now, and everything is a debate and an argument, and everything's been polluted. But I want to touch on the religion part of it. That's a disservice not to talk about your faith. Now, that advice for me was easy to take. And I looked at faith as being private. It's just, for me, it's between me and God. And then I started thinking deeper, well, why don't we want to talk about it? What's the reason behind my father telling me that? And on the surface level, it seems like really good advice, right? You don't want to offend a big chunk of your market. You don't want to alienate potential customers. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're offending people. Well, now let's bring that to 2023. Number one, everything now is offensive. Two, science has been turned upside down and faith has been turned upside down, and the whole world is, it feels like up is down, down is up. Everything's just weird, right? But as I got stronger in my faith here, especially over the last 9 months, and understanding, why aren't we sharing this? Number one, it's in the Bible, the Great Commission, that we're supposed to be sharing this with other people. If we offend people, well, yeah, we're going to offend people. The Bible clearly states that people are going to be angry and upset with you. It's not an easy path ever to take. Not only from the side that doesn't have faith, but a lot of the people with faith, a lot of the churches are corrupted and doing a lot of bad things, and you're going to be judged hard by them as well. So you're kind of going to be in this weird middle state where everybody is against you. But I want to go back to the thing about why we don't share this more. And I think it's honestly because we're ashamed. And as I read deeper in the Bible, I've read the Bible surface level many times. I've read it cover to cover. I've studied it, of course, back in Sunday school all the way until now. My faith has always been somewhat attached. It's been stronger at times than others, like I'm sure most of you out there. But these Bible verses keep coming up for me about don't be ashamed. Psalm 71, verse number 1 is, "In you, O Lord, I have taken refuge. Let me never be ashamed." So as I started thinking about that, if we're afraid of offending somebody, we're also ashamed. And we shouldn't be. You should be strong. You should want to share this stuff. So this channel here is going to, I'm going to read the Bible front to back. I'm going to study books as we move forward. And I'm going to share with you at least how it speaks to me in hopes it can motivate you a little bit as well, and how it integrates into my life, into my business, into my carnivore lifestyle, and all those things. So to give you a little background on my faith, I grew up in a Southern Baptist church. I grew up a King James only type of person. The first time I saw an NIV Bible, I was told by my pastors that I would burn in hell if I even touched the thing, let alone read it. So it took me a really, really long time to look at other translations. Now, the blessing was my daughter ended up going to Indiana Wesleyan University. And I remember the first time she came home with her new Bible from the university, and it was an NIV. Now, all that PTSD came back from that fire and brimstone upbringing, and I really struggled with it. But I quickly realized that my daughter wasn't comprehending the King James Version. She's younger, right? So she's even farther from that language than what I was when I was a child. So she was struggling. But as she read the NIV, she got it. It spoke to her. She understood what it said. And that was my eye-opening moment that I had to break through this King James only mold and really start looking at some other translations. Now, I did read the NIV. I read the ESV. Now, the NIV, it didn't really speak to me in the same way. But that's fine. Like, everybody needs to find their own translation and the one that works for them. I read the ESV. I've read, what I ended up on was the NASB, the 95. And I have so enjoyed this because I enjoy going deeper in my study than just surface level or reading the stories. So from here on out until I get done, I've picked up the fairly new Legacy Standard Version, which is technically an update to the NSB 95. And I'm going to use that this year to go and study all the different books. Now, I'm a big note taker. I like doing that. So I picked up these LSB scripture notebooks, and they're awesome if you can see that through the monitor. But you have the scriptures on one side and you have lined paper on the other. So I'm going to go through these, as many books as I can in a year here. From my birthday, September 20th. So we're going to do it from birthday to birthday. And we're going to cover and go in depth in each of these chapters, as in depth as we can go in a year. And then here online, I will share some of these with you. So my goal here is to help fulfill the Great Commission that I'm called to do. I'm here to also share how this integrates into your business and your personal life and your diet and your lifestyle. And I hope to inspire my fellow Christians who have spent a lot of time ashamed or afraid, or maybe you were taught we don't talk about those things in public, and maybe open your heart up a little bit to say, no, that was not good advice. And look, we don't have that much time on this planet. We're that dash in between two dates. And when you start thinking about your legacy, what is that? Is it money? Is it fame? What is it? Or is it spreading the message that this book has and saving souls? Helping people live more fulfilled lives, helping people reduce their anxiety, reduce their stress, find peace, get better sleep at night, live longer, and be better to one another. Right now, we're in a world where everybody is so cruel to each other. It's got to stop. I've been guilty of feeding those fires, but I was wrong. And I want to be part of putting those fires out and spreading a positive and united message. And I believe I can accomplish that here on YouTube by sharing my weight loss journey with Carnivore, by sharing my journey of studying these books. I do want one disclaimer here. I'm not a nutritionalist. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a theologian. I'm going to share with you what I get out of the book. Some of the theology might be wrong. I'm open for anybody to correct or discuss anything maybe you don't agree with. But I just ask that everybody is respectful and that we really do this from a place of love and unity. So that's where this channel is going. I hope you join me. If you do like it, please subscribe, hit that like button, bell notification, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So my name is Harrison Painter, and until next time, God bless you. Bon appetit.